Yep, that'll do it. Is there an intro for this? Oh, I am so live. I'm sorry. I'm so used to doing this on wrestling that I'm just Oh, here is an intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys are watching Unpopular Review, the entertainment side of everything, and we're here to discuss Miss Marvel episode 3. And as you can see, the trio of Destiny is two-thirds of the trio. We got Vic. I'm so used to calling you the Mark, but it's just Vic. Like it's just Vic. Just I'm here.
Yep.
And then you got Jack the Marvelous, and we're here to talk about episode 3 of Miss Marvel. You took off last week, but quick thoughts on episode 2 of Miss Marvel before we break into episode 3.
Well, it was pretty interesting, that episode 2, because number one, she got introduced to her new boo, the guy that she's you'd see about, which was interesting. But then and then mind you, she got introduced to the bad guys.
Hi. All right, I'm not even called the bad guy today. I'm sorry, but just
she got introduced to the bad guy. But more than anything, like she got introduced to her powers. So that was interesting. However, we're still trying to figure out where this is coming from. But then we did get a little snippet of her mother in the past. If that was her mother,
no, that was her grandmother.
That was her
great grandmother. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff because it's like, so when we get ready for the show and stuff like that, I watch going to work and coming back just so I can watch it twice, just so I can have a good idea of everything going on. But that is her great grandmother or grandmother, who is.
I wonder if that's the case. Why? Because here's the thing. Number one, the reason why this is why I think it was her mother. Why? Number one, the lady looked just like her mother, just younger. Number two, her mother has some kind of powers.
I think she knows. You see, that's interesting, and I would love for anyone to just even bring that up. So she knows something about that Banglet. She does know something about that Banglet, and she won't say nothing.
Exactly.
She knows.
She's a lot older than what she's saying. You know what I mean? Which is natural for a woman to do. But
if you think about episode 1 when they first saw the Banglet and Kamala, she was looking at it. Kamala, my pronunciation is so bad, so forgive me, folks. But when she puts it, and she said, "Oh, that looks so interesting." It's just she says the mother said pretty much it's just trash.
Yeah, the mother was like, "This is junk," and then told the brother to take it upstairs. And then she was like, "Why can't I take it?" No, because he's gonna take it. So she's doing everything to her power to avoid that, right? Yes. So now I have a feeling that that's her, and I got a feeling that the
Ooh, so you think the mother is like, you think she originally had something with that?
Yeah,
that's intriguing. Okay,
I got a feeling that the mother is a lot older than what she says she is, and she's one of those people that's in hiding. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could be the grandmother. You know what I mean? But
you got. I don't know why. I just saw you just changed your name, Uncle. So Uncle, you just
no, because you know what's funny? That's the thing. Like, and mind you, look, I've been in the real estate business for 18 years, right? And we served a lot of
for 18 years
from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, right? So the funny thing about Uncle is that they a lot of them just call anybody that's older Uncle. That's part of their community, right? So that's just what it is. It's just like uncle, auntie. They're not really related. It's just everybody's your uncle. You know what I mean? Like, for example, in Dominicans, we all call everybody primo. They're not really your cousin, but everybody's my cousin. You feel what I'm saying? That's that whole thing. Now, when I started in the business, there were people that would call each other uncle and things like that, and then I would refer to them like, "Oh, look, there's your family, there's your uncle," and then they'll be like, "Nah, man, he's not really my uncle."
You know, it's funny when you was even talking about that, and it was cool you brought up like DR and stuff like that. That's how everything rolls, right?
Mhm.
I was immediately when you said that, I thought about Snoop because he calls everyone nephew.
Yes,
Everyone nephew.
that's where Snoop got it from. You know what I mean? And that's where because they all call each other uncle. You know what I mean? Like if you higher than them, they'll call you uncle. So then
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg will like put somebody down. Yeah, nephew. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where he got it from because Snoop
Fair
Dogg
enough.
is a worldly person. So I wouldn't be surprised.
He is. Listen, real quick before we break into episode 3, there was this video. I forget what it was. I think he was trying to talk Korean, and I'm talking about Snoop. Yeah, he's a world guy, but like, yeah, he can't speak all these. He can't. Just stick to what you know, Snoop. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, Unc. So I'm gonna say, Unc. But yeah, we're talking about.
Word up, look at that. I mean,
Let's talk about. Let's talk about. I'm sorry, huh?
That's a West Coast thing too. Like people like the game. Yeah, see, Snoop Dogg running over there. Mm-hmm.
But let's break down episode 3. I mean, it was released earlier today, and I mean, I have some notes about it. I mean, it pretty much picks up in the beginning. They show the story that Miss Marvel's mother was talking about earlier in episode 2. Both her and her father, and they were talking about how the British was trying to invade India or something like that, and the lady that I did not get the lady's name. I so apologize about that because I feel like we should be totally professional. But she gets the band. Not even this lady, but the Miss Marvel's grandmother takes the banglet. She has the banglet, and she says, "Yeah, we'll meet up back and back." Because there was the story. Because you remember in episode 2, there was like, "Yeah, we don't talk about her because she did something that was just such disgrace." And you get this little backstory about it and a little story about it. And we fast forward into where Kamala is with, last week, I know you wasn't here, but we just called, his name is Cameron. But originally I just called him Wet because he was in the pool and he was just wet. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I saw you look at me like, well, why'd you call him Wet?
Yeah.
But he comes out, Cameron, and he introduced Kamala to his mother, and his mother's telling her the story about how we're from a different universe, which plays into what Marvel has been going in this phase 4 a lot about dimensions and alternate universe and all that stuff. I mean, think about Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home. Doctor Strange just recently, she's pretty much saying we're from another time, another universe. And
what I don't understand about this
sure
is okay, number one, a whole bunch of them are from another universe, right?
Sure.
Except for the young ones. Like the
only Cameron who was, when they sat here and said, because they said they all came from the 1940s, because that was something she pointed out, like, y'all all look good for someone who came from the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
But Cameron was the only one
that was 17.
Yes, he was 17.
That Kamala could also be just somebody that was born here. Because Cameron, or Wet, as you like to call him, clearly was born here. Right, not in no other dimension, didn't come through no portals, doesn't have all that history, doesn't remember 1942, right? So then what does that tell you? That tells you that Kamala could also be one of those people that was born here.
There was something that she even mentioned. I can't pronounce it.
Good. Her mama looked good for somebody that was around in 1942, or could have been.
No, she wasn't around. She was born here, but they did mention, because she said, "Well, what do I call you guys? Like, what is your sign? Like, what do I call you guys?" And they were pretty much called like almost like demon and devil in their language. I just my pronunciation would be so bad that I'm gonna try, but it's gonna be bad. But it's Dingin, but it's like almost like the devil. And it's like something that she knew, like when she was hearing for as a kid. It's like you hear about ghosts, you hear about these things, but these were like real life things, and she couldn't believe that she was a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Jean, something like that. Yeah,
it was like Jean. My pronunciation of it is so bad. I apologize about that. But it she, and then she tells Bruno eventually. Bruno, who last week I really gave him a hard time. But I mean, this week I will still call him. I won't call him Ugly Bruno, but I have a new name for him. It's called Bland Bruno.
I call him Caltech Bruno. I hope he goes, man. He needs to run.
You love tech. You are a tech guy.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that, bro. He needs to run away from that friend zone real fast. He needs to stop. He's hurting himself. Stop it.
Listen, dude is trying. He's trying.
Right, but you would
hard to compete against what?
Listen, man, you better start flirting and let her know how you feel. Stop fronting on these girls, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna stay in the friend zone forever. You crazy? What's wrong with you, Bruno? You better let her know that you like her. You should have been kissed her on the rooftop and called it a day, bro.
What's going on, Charmaine?
Man. Oh, hey, Charmaine. Happy. Oh.
I love how you did that. He went in his rant. Yeah, go kiss her on the rooftop. Oh, hey, Charmaine.
I'm telling you, he should have. You know what I'm saying? Because he's sitting there all scared of the. You know what I'm saying? So like, he needs to stop. He needs to stop being scared of her.
You hear that, Bland Bruno?
Word up.
Stop being scared. Make a move for your girl. That's your girl.
He only want to make a move when the other dude's around.
Oh, you're talking about Cameron Wet?
Yeah, because so he needs to get the stepping and get out the friend zone and then go find himself a nerdy girl that he likes. Another nerdy girl that he likes.
And and we're gonna break down all those parts, but was there any scenes that you really liked in this show? I mean, on today's episode?
Yeah, when he told her, go, this other one will take care of me, and then he put his arm around her, and then he was all like, oh, like, the one that's running for the board.
Knack. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's doing great. No, she's becoming one of my favorite characters, honestly, because she is. It's just one of the things I love about these shows. And last week when we were talking about Phase 4 of Marvel, I was sitting there saying I do like the different direction of everything going. Like Moon Knight was different. I'm not gonna say it was my favorite Disney Plus show, but it was definitely different. I love this is different, and they're talking about and they don't hide away from their religion. And she's someone who just seems so strong about. She just seems so strong about her. Like there was a scene with her. Okay, let's talk about it. They're at the mosque, right? And the detective and all of them, they came in. They were trying to just, hey, we heard that I think they call her Starlight, right? Starlight. We know she was here. We know she had some, and she was like, no, you gotta have a warrant to come in here. You just can't be barging in. And she was just like, they're like, oh, you must have been really paying attention in school. And she's like, no, I just watch a bunch of Law and Order reruns, which, by the way, they do a lot of reruns. My father watched a bunch of them. I know because I did not realize this thing came out in the 90s. And Dick Wolf, which is an interesting name, by the way. But
Law and Order SVU, as Chicago PD. I mean, the guys just got hitters for decades, bro, for decades. And mind you, that is a show we should be reviewing, but we'd be here forever because
we would be here forever. But I'll say for this, we would have content going. So maybe if you guys want us to review it, we'll do it. But I just wanted to say she was such a strong character, and I like that about her because Bruno is the lovable guy. He likes he likes Carmel. And he wants to, but it's hard because he's like, I want to be the friend, but I don't want to step on I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I think the thing is what I'm starting to like about the show is just and even the parents are kind of interesting. The brother, I love the brother. Like, there's a scene later on. Like, I know we're jumping all over the place here, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a scene, and I really like this where, because he gets married. Matter of fact, he married himself a black lady. I mean, beautiful woman, by the way. And he talks with his father, and he says, "Oh, I have 700 something in my banking, and like that's all I got." And the father mentions, like, "Listen, man, a man who loves his family and is about his family, you're blessed." Pretty much to sum it all up, like you're good. You're about to get married. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right. And I think that's what makes Karma makes her go like, you know, I'm about my family. Because this episode could have literally just been titled Don Toretto, and I would have understood it meant family, but they didn't do that. And that's fine. And it made her realize the importance of family. To me, that's where it started kicking in, like where she realized that. And there's a scene where eventually when Cameron's mother, because she says it and she goes like, I try to be patient, but we're going home. We don't belong here. We're going home. I'm not axing anymore. I'm not axing. We're done. I'm taking that from her. And when she comes in, and that's just before Karma just pressed the
Alarm.
the fire alarm, and it cracks me up because, you know, everyone's like, oh, it's a fire, everyone's running. But the brother, who is tremendous and have a tremendous beard, by the way, he sits there and he realized, oh shit, we need to take the money because they got money. And he picks up the money. He doesn't leave that money behind at all. He says, let me take this money.
No, it's funny because it's very culturally accurate. Like, it is so. I'm sure that anybody that's from that culture was busting a gut when they saw that.
You know what? Maybe
always somebody who's doing that. Like, have you ever been to one of those parties or one of those like?
No, sir. Have you? You've done?
Because like, yeah, I mean, because you know, I have clients, and then like they'll invite you. Because like a lot of them, like they'll bring you some spicy food that you can't handle sometimes, or they'll you know, they'll invite you to one of the parties. So like a lot of the dancing and stuff is really cool, and it's a lot of fun, right? But it's hilarious because there's always like some kind of like money ceremony or some shit, and then, you know, there's always somebody that's guarding the money. Oh my goodness. God, I like that. That shit is so culturally accurate. It's hilarious, man.
I didn't even think that, really.
Yeah. So now
there was
and mind you, they were outside. They were outside after everything, and everybody's running around, and the brother's still standing there.
He had the money in his hand. Yeah, man, that was great. Man, I love that. I think it was the second time I watched it. It made me go like, does he have the money in his hand? And I was like, oh, he has the money in his hand.
Mind you, the girls are all like, oh, you look really pretty. Da-da-da. And then they go to him, and he's like,
no, that was great. The way he had the money in his hand. He was like, he said, and he made it clear, like, everything, the money is safe. That's all that matters.
Don't worry, not even his wife. He was just,
yeah, I know, right? He wasn't even really concerned. But you know what was a funny? I do want to throw this out. You know what was a funny scene in this show, this episode? So when the bad guys, when it was revealed, by the way, let me just ask you real quick before I talk about what I thought was funny. Did you off rip pick up like, nah, there's something about Cameron's mother and her group of bandits? Did you pick up immediately? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some kind of weird vibe from them, but I had a feeling that they were definitely going to turn. And that look on her face, but I feel like, but here's the truth though, I feel like there's more to the story, because, and mind you, this is only episode 3, so there is more to the story, because when she said something like, oh, how are you gonna steal from me, or they take from my family, or whatever, yes. That's also another reason why I think the mother is involved somehow, and like she's just fronting about a lot of things, because mind you, when she talks about her past, it's very vague. You know,
yes,
things about how, like, you know, they had a dream of coming to this country, and then when they came, it was so hard, and things like that, which is and not that it's not accurate, it's very, very accurate, but it's very generic. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
of missing pieces. I get what you mean.
Precisely. A lot of people have that same story, you know, where they have a language barrier, where they have you know, just a problem assimilating, problem getting money, problem, things like that. That's very common. You know what I mean? So there's something about her, about the mother, that I feel she knows more than what she's saying, and like she's trying to get it out of the kid. You know, I feel like once the kid is, but the thing is, I feel like the kid feels like if I say anything, she's gonna probably lock this thing away or whatever. You know what I mean? Because the mother's scared of something. The mother is scared of something, right? But I always revert back to the first episode. How'd you do that so quickly? You have your secrets and I have mine.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know what that is.
I have mine.
I have mine, and you have yours. I have mine. Yeah, I mean, and I think eventually it's going to be teased. It's going to be something like it's almost been passed down from generation to generation. I mean, I can't wait to go any further. But I do want to say here real quick, say these two things. One scene I thought that was really, really funny was when the baddies were coming in, right? And when they were coming in, and they were in New Jersey City. There's a scene where Kamo, she sits in and says, "Get out of here." She goes into the catering, "Get out of here. You need to get out of here." And they don't listen because New Jersey.
Right.
And these guys start kicking all kinds of ass. They kick ass, and one of them just punched one dude in the face. To which one the caterer said, "Nah, no, no, no." I fell out. I had to actually rewind. She said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm no." I thought that was great because you know what? That was realistic. Because listen, Jersey and New Yorkers are not far apart. They're not that far apart. Because New Yorkers, you see something like, nah, no, no. I thought that was great. I thought that was hilarious. And you know, and just to tie it all in, at the end, eventually, you know, she goes home. Nak finds out that her best friend has these abilities, and she's like, "You had this, and you didn't tell me." And she seemed very hurt about that, and to which even, you know, bland Bruno sits here and says, "No, you know, yeah, but we'll talk about it later." But you know, because my man Bland Bruno had a concussion. Like he had to have a concussion. They threw a chair, hit him in the head. And I mean, and I credit him because he really tried to protect. Listen, at the end of the day, we can say and say that was his friend, but he was protecting his girl. He was protecting his girl. He said, like, "You might have superpowers, but I'm not gonna let anything happen to you because I'm Bland Bruno."
I'll give you that. He definitely was, but you know, he need to.
Yeah.
He need to realize. He need to just accept the friend zone and then go move.
No. You can listen. Not that has ever happened to me, but you can climb out of the friend zone. Bland Bruno, I'm rooting for you now. The blandest of the Bruno.
Listen, he needs to go after the class president. That's the board member now.
Oh, Nak?
Yeah, that's the girl.
Nak is great. But Nak might be too powerful for him, though.
I mean, you know, he likes being submissive. So hey, you know what I mean, he's already in the friend zone. Friend zone with the other girl. He could try with.
I gotta bring a little bit of wrestling. So what you're saying is, if he's in a wrestling match, you would just tap. But I mean, Ms. Marvel episode 3. I mean, what do you think about the series so far? Because I've been enjoying it. It's different. I think it's colorful. It's a youthful take on the MCU, and I can't wait to see more about Ms. Marvel. Like, and maybe I can't wait, but it's just I don't hate this series. What do you think so far?
I'll tell you one thing. Now, I don't know if this is because of Big Bang Theory or something like that, but this is a lot of Indian culture that Americans usually are not exposed to unless you know people. You know what I'm saying? Which I can appreciate, honestly. You know, I mean, it's very Jersey City because there's a lot of
it's very, yeah, no, you're not lying.
There's a lot of people over there, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. But then they're focusing mainly on that part, on that community. You know what I'm saying? Like more than anything, they're focusing on that community. And I find that interesting because everybody else is pretty much like outside of the community, like Bruno, and then like the guy's wife, and then you could see like the guy's parents and at the wedding and things like that. You know, so like you know, that part of it is interesting because there's more and more to learn. And then them using the bangle and everything. And mind you, how often do we hear about the conflicts between India and the UK? Because here in this country, when we talk about the UK, a lot of the times it's during July 4th, the Revolutionary War, things like that. We all know that we got our freedom from the UK and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But there's never necessarily talks about the conflict between the UK and in India, and just that whole situation, which I found interesting because they make that part of world history part of this, part of the empire, and then like just to go back to Moon Knight real quick.
Sure.
Moon Knight, I don't think Moon Knight ever touched American soil. Therefore,
It didn't. It really didn't. I had to think about that, but no, it really didn't.
so
Because
now,
if you remember, they were in England, and a lot of times they were in Egypt. And it was probably more England than Egypt. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you the ratio, but it really wasn't on American soil. And I think one of the cool things about what MCU is doing now is just touching on different cultures, because there is other things. I used to talk. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
no, but that you exactly what you're saying is that there's mind you, this show is based here. However, more than anything, like it's kind of showing how much the culture has come into this country, how much the culture is a part of this
You know,
country.
I was talking to someone. I was telling them one of the things I like about comics now. Um, Not that long ago, I went to a con, and one of my friends who went, she loved that there was a different sense of representation, and I think representation is so freaking important. So that's one of the things I love about this, where like how you was mentioning how like well, this is Jersey City. They're still talking about the Indian, Muslim,
Mhm,
Pakistani, and like that culture.
mhm.
And I think and I can't speak on it. I'd rather someone who is a part of that culture speak than I could, because I couldn't do it. Like, is it doing it justice?
Which
Um,
that's one of the great things about being in New York, in my opinion, because you get so much exposure to it. You know what I mean?
yes.
Other people that like I see, I'm seeing things that it's like culturally accurate. Why? Because, like I
Mhm.
said before, like I've had a lot of clients, and I'm exposed to a lot of Indian people. You know what I mean? So, and I really appreciate that about New York because, like, for
We get a
example,
little bit. We actually really do get a little bit of everything. And
no,
as you were saying that,
go to freaking the
Mhm.
parade on Grand Avenue down in Brooklyn, where everybody's half naked. The West Indian Parade.
Yes.
Oh my God, oh my God, I love it. It's my
I
favorite.
was I was even thinking about when I was in high school. I went to Jamaica High School, and I was just there was a little bit of everything, like, and I'm just thinking about just high school in general, like how like it wasn't just an all black school. It was like, I had, maybe a small percent of white, but it was definitely more Indian, and you get what I'm saying? It was just a little bit of different, and you just got to see different things. So as you say that, because I kind of don't even think that so much, because you're right. Like some other states and places, they're like, huh? Like they're blown away by it, but you're like, well, there's other culture, right? Like it's interesting as you say that. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know. Appreciate that because the majority of the people, like, look, the culture in this country is what you see. You know what I mean? People put people in boxes by what they see. You feel me? Like, for example, when a Dominican is filling out a form, a lot of times it's like Hispanic or some kind of other Latina. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's so little of us on this planet that we don't have a box to check yet. So then we're just grouped into something else. You know what I'm saying? White, black, brown, whatever. That's how it is here. So when now that they're showing nuances of cultures, when it comes to Indian culture, at least, and mind you, specifically Pakistani culture in this, I can appreciate that because there's a lot of nuance in here that I'm certain a lot of people are not gonna see, which is another thing that happened in Black Panther. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, everybody fell for the hype with the Wakanda Forever and everything like that, but there was a ton of African culture in there that
there
some
was.
some people see, some people don't see. But what I can appreciate is that Marvel is really stepping into the nuances and really showing that. And when it comes to this depiction of Jersey City, very accurate.
No, and I think they've been doing a great job. I mean, I rather when it comes to certain things with coaches, and I'm not familiar with, I like to hear what people think about. Hey, yeah, they did a good job representing, and I feel like they have been doing a great job from the Mars, from something I didn't even mention earlier, but when the detective and stuff came into the Mars,
Mm.
um, one of the guys, I forget his name, but he pretty much told us like, "Hey, next time you come in, you gotta take your shoes." And that's something that they do. They take off their shoes, they wash, and I mean, I feel like they've really been keeping on point with all that stuff. And I think Miss Marvel has been doing great. And I think you guys who have been watching is great. And we're gonna end it here. I mean, I hope this review was fun. I mean, I had fun. I was here with Uncle. I was here with Uncle, and we are pretty much that's the review. We're going to call it a night here, and we're going to be back here next week. I think all three of us will be back. Some plugs here on entertainment. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think next Tuesday you guys are doing Shrek the Fourth, right? Or Shrek 4, right? Yeah, you guys are doing Shrek 4. There's a lot of stuff in the entertainment side of things. There's a lot of things going. I hope to be a part of some of these projects. But I do want to hype up one thing here because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because we do wrestling, we do gaming. If you look in the description, there's all these things. But on gaming tomorrow, Sonic the Hedgehog turns 31 tomorrow, and me and a good friend will be doing Sonic Origins. We'll be playing the Sonic 3 and Knuckles side of things. It should be a great. Because you're a Sonic fan. Listen.
Yes. Oh yes, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. I love it. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, so please, guys.
Hey, I'm gonna play some Sonic 1 on my phone tomorrow just for that.
I gotta talk to you offline about that Sonic 1. Wow, Sonic 1. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, so many years, 31 years, big part of my childhood. That's why one of the reasons I am how I am. But if you guys can tune in tomorrow for gaming at 8:30, it will be a great time. But Ms. Marvel, I thought it was a great episode. What did you think about it? And then we'll go home.
Thumbs up. I'm here for the show. I can't wait to see more. I mean, it's interesting. It's as the show goes on, it's captivating me more and more. You know what I mean? So we can't complain, really.
All right. And with that all said, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. We thank you guys for tuning in, and you can catch us again next Wednesday around 8. So take care, folks. Y'all dead know y'all like that episode of Miss Marvel episode 3 review. Give us a like, love, and share. And that's all, folks.